evening, my name is Area-Mg490 and I'm going to do my presentation on the legal functional area, for this case for a strategic management class. First of all, I'm going to start introducing what the legal department is, so you guys can have a better overview about what it does and its major functions. One of the biggest functional regulations of the legal department is to maintain and prevent the legal issues within the company. Another really important role for the legal department is to review all the contracts that the company issues or does within another company or with another with an employee when hiring them, or any kind of contract has to go through the legal department. So they review it and they mark the policies and they say, basically they clear it or deny it based on what they think. The legal department is in charge of employee policies and court cases. So if for whatever reason any action or issue get into court, the legal department will handle it. The legal department also is in charge of prepare all the legal documents. By legal document, I mean any written instrument that defines and declares limits of, example, the legal right or privilege of a person or entity. So some example of this is anytime we purchase a house or we purchase a car, or even though any small thing, you go to a shop and you get a ticket, that in that ticket that's like a little contract with that company that you have purchased the good. Basically in that ticket, behind that ticket, there is a contract, say, approving what you're buying, and that what you're buying has some warranties, and in case something doesn't work out with that product, they have a backup plan. So basically behind every single purchase, every single product that we buy, there is a big paperwork that explains and regulates and policies, and it's all controlled by the legal department of a company. The legal department also create employee handbook. An employee handbook, in case you guys don't know what it is one of the most important documents that we get whenever we start working for a company. It's a book that given by the employer that contains several key sections, including information about the company, their cultures, procedures, regulations, basically everything. The handbook, its employee handbook, is divided in three groups: contents, cultural contents, which is the company's mission, values, and objectives, goals. Then the general information, which is holidays, perks, basically any single benefit that an employee can have, things that we're interested in, things that we can benefit with, like paid time off, sick leaves, all that, bonuses, everything is included in that general information. And the case specific content, which is the company's policies, rules, disciplinary procedures, and this is the part that is handled the most about the legal department. It's basically everything that we have to follow to achieve what the company is forcing us to do. Basically, it's like the path that the company leads us. It's all in that case specific, and it's ruled by the legal department as well. Legal department works next to the administration of the company, which, what I mean by this is any supervisor or manager imposes or shows us the way he or she wants us to work, right? So basically the orders that this manager or supervisor is giving us is coming from above. So if a legal department leads a manager or supervisor in a good way, that manager or supervisor is going to lead employees in the way that the legal department wants. And the legal department goes by what is right, what is wrong, and following every single procedure and regulation that the company needs in order to go in a positive way. So if the legal department started by doing a good job, it's going to be seen reflected in the employees, which is like a chain that it's that's what I said, that it works together with administration, because as we will see later, the legal department is basically have to go hand to hand with every other department in the company for the company to run properly and effectively. The next one is to get a better understanding. I'm gonna show a little difference between the legal and the business side of a company. A company business and legal function don't measure their value to the company in the same way. While businesses departments like marketing or sales focus on generating straight revenues, the legal department focus on preventing and reducing the costs. Legal department is often directed into long-term concerns such as future litigation risks or any legal issues that it has to maintain, while the business side focus more on like short-term results. Obviously, the end goal of the legal department, it's going to be generating revenues as well, because that's the main objective of any company in the world. But in order to achieve that, the legal department has to go through a slow process of caring about such a small details, more important than just making revenues, as the other departments like obviously sales or marketing, which is only mainly focused to sell. Who is in charge of the legal department? The legal department is led by the law department business operations director, or also called the general counsel. The general counsel can be called like the CFOs of the law department. These directors usually have MBAs, GDPs, or CPAs. They have some kind of like law school background or high executive corporate level of administration. General counsels are involved in everything that the department does, with the exception of practicing law and managing attorneys who practice the law. The top roles of these counsel director can be found in financial management, vendor management, human resources, system and technology, litigating support, and all those areas. Basically, they're all straight related with the legal department. So this general counsel, it's the one in charge of all. Basically, it oversees that all these departments are acting legally and following all the regulations, so they don't have to basically go through major issues in the future. So they're basically trying to accommodate the path and supervise every single department so that they're doing the right thing. They're not doing anything that is not under the company's mission or idea, and yeah, that's basically it. Some of the critical objectives of the law departments, one of the most important ones is the cost certainties and returns on investments. This general counsel have to pay real attention to the money that comes in and out of the company. It basically control the budgets and any other transaction that goes to the company, it makes sure that it's going on the right way. Greater command and control on the information, enhanced decision-making abilities, greater centralization and efficiency of legal operations, effective tools, reporting system and metrics, technology excellence, effective human capital management, repeatable, measurable, and defensible processes, trusted strategy, business partners. As we can see there, everything is related with the same thing we're talking about. Every single department or every single process that go in a company can have an issue, can go through the non-legal path, we could say path of the company. So basically the general counsels are overviewing everything that goes in and out of the company. When managing corporate legal departments, basically the general counsels report to the CEO or president straight. So it's, as we said earlier, it's basically like another executive more on the company. The general counsel has a high degree of accountability and visibility within the company. General counsel will usually oversee all legal and external affairs matters, including litigation, investigation, compliance, mergers and acquisition, contract matters, and internal trade issues. So as we said, just anything that the company tries to do with a third party, it needs to be overruled and overseen by this general counsel. In case something happens in the future, everything is written down under the way that the company wanted, so they avoid problems. The law department is basically a business inside the corporation. They run in their own path, in their own way. They go in a little slower path, kind of like overviewing and supervising every single detail every day, and it looks like they're not there, but they're underneath the whole picture, seeing everything, supervising everything. As we said before, the legal department are not straight a revenue generator that must be continually demonstrating how it adds value through the use of these reports, tools, and key metrics. Law departments and other departments might interact to achieve the goals. It's basically the same thing we said before. They all need to be in continuous communication in order to achieve their goals. The legal department must be very often in manage and relative way to handle crisis situation, including like new lawsuits, government investigations, bad news. The legal department operates like we could say like a air traffic control system. There's a lot of balls in the air going on, and they're like expecting it, supervising all of them, and they never know when one of them is gonna fall and the disaster is gonna strike, requiring basically the deployment of the legal team. So they're just like in a different pictures, but like overviewing everything and waiting for things to happen to get into action. Okay, so now I'm just gonna say a few examples about what legal departments do related with some of the cases that we saw in our book and that we studied in this term. For example, the case that we are all used to, the Tesla case. The legal department of Tesla have played a big, huge role within this company due to different factors. First of all, because there were some states like Connecticut, for example, where Tesla wasn't able to sell its car because the reason of the the state of Connecticut has a law that says that you cannot sell a car if it's not through a dealership. So because Tesla sells their cars straight from the manufacturer, he wasn't able. They weren't able to sell cars. So obviously the legal department opened a case. They had been trying to sue. They brought the state of Connecticut to court, and they have been fighting for many years to solve the situation. And now it looks like they're trying to change things, but still, they didn't get to the main point of it. And you know, the legal department has been trying to make proofs, studying, making researches, and they have been working for nearly 5, 6, 7 years now to solve the situation, but they're still on it. Another reason where the legal department, it's when they were fighting with the same thing, opening these car shops in New York, but the state of New York only allows Tesla to open 5 of them. So Tesla has been fighting because they say it's not fair. They have a limited amount of car dealership when any other dealership can be having as many as they want, selling as many cars as they want. So this fight will be through the legal department as well. And one of the biggest things, as we all know, Tesla has been having some problems lately. First with the cars setting on fires because of the misproduction of the batteries, and obviously they got sued by the customers, and the legal department has been fighting to try to defend the company. And I forgot to say that companies can go they can either hire their attorney, like a private attorney, so they will run it. It will be like a single user paying an attorney to defend them, or some of the companies, in this case like Tesla or Ford or other big corporations, they basically have what is called in-house legal department, which means they pay a bigger company to be like their own employees. So these people are paid like any other employee from the company, but the main reason is to have this style is that these attorneys only work for Tesla, so they know the company from the really beginning, all the way from the bottom to the top. They know everything that is going on the company, and they only focus on Tesla, which means it's going to be easier for Tesla to be defended when you have someone that knows everything about you and he mainly only works for you, not like another attorney that can have 10 more clients at the same time. So it's basically having the information divided by different clients because they need to carry out all the cases at the same time. So for these big corporations, they all decide to have their own in-house team, legal team. So as I was saying, this in-house legal team has been trying to reimburse all these families that were affected by all these issues, and this is something that comes from way earlier, and Tesla has been trying to fix these problems in order to solve the issues with all these customers and getting sued, etc. The second case that we saw is in the book is from Facebook. For example, it's one of the biggest. Facebook, all this drama about all the lawsuits for sharing the user's information. It will be dealt completely by the legal department of Facebook, because, for example, all this late news going on about terrorism and people committing suicide and posting it on Facebook post. So those families didn't want to see that, and they basically report that everyone saw their family member committing suicide on social media, So basically the legal department would be the one in charge of going into all these things. Also, when Facebook was sued for failing to fix the privacy and data security issues, it would be straightly related with the legal department. They were the one doing the research, doing the one talking with the media, and yeah, basically that's all a legal department will do. Thank you so much, and have a good evening.